difference. And Sunview supply and install from Taupo to North Auckland and everywhere in between. To see the pergolas, outdoor blinds and other outdoor living styles and designs Sunview can offer, visit sunview.co.nz and book a free measuring quote.
Here's your simple plan for the healthiest year of your life. A balanced diet, consistent moderate exercise, and one daily scoop of nutrient rescue. For less than half the price of a cup of coffee, you'll get 4 handfuls of nutrient-dense greens and berries in one quick, easy-to-drink shot. Enjoy the healthiest year of your life. Mix with water, shake, make, and join the movement thousands of Kiwis live by at nutrientrescue.nz. nutrientrescue.nz.
Rollick feeling the squeeze? We hear ya. We're smashing prices at the iFurniture mid-year stock take now. They squeeze the middle class, we squeeze the furniture prices. Shop ifurniture.co.nz now. iFurniture. Better, cheaper, smarter.
Need tools? How about the new U2? Every $100 spent in store or online at the tool shed until July 31st gets you in the draw to win a Jack T9 Ute. You ripper. The Tool Shed. Kiwi owned, trusted by tradies.
Fearless, focused, informed. It's the Mike Hosking Breakfast.
Finance Minister Nicola Willis, at what point would you be worried before the end of the year? If there was 2 more or 1 more or no more?
It depends on economic events, and while I've been celebrating, as I'm sure many New Zealanders have been, the big fall in the petrol price at the pump, of course just in the past 24 hours we've seen the price of oil leap up 5% as the skirmish in the Middle East continues. So we still don't have the full information about what happened in that 3 months when the crisis was peaking. How high actually did inflation go? But until I've got that information, it's pretty difficult to guess what the right response through the OCR is.
Back tomorrow at 6 a.m, the Mike Hosking Breakfast with Arvida, News Talk ZB.
Property, parenting, politics, plus health, money, and the week's big issues. It's all on the Weekend Collective with Andrew Dickens, News Talk ZB.
With the Tim Beveridge is on holiday, he's skiing round hill with his kids and doing it, and he's an elder gentleman as well. But he's still doing it, he's quite fit and healthy. I've got Alex Flinton with me, Body Talk Fitness founder and coach, taking your questions about health and fitness as you get a little bit older than you used to be. Vic joins us. Hello, Vic.
Hi, Alex, how are you? Your program entitled Resistance Training for Over 40s. I was in my 70s in the second half. Did a lot of physical activity in my younger days, and I'm now down to playing golf, which I enjoy immensely, both mentally and socially. But you find at this age you're starting to lose a bit of balance, and obviously a lot slower. What type of resistance training could I do to improve that? And secondly, what should I avoid because of the risk of that age?
It's great questions, Vic, and it's great to hear that you're still on the golf course. I think it's a very worthy sort of pastime to be able to judge whether you can still get around the golf course and swing the ball and swing the club and see where your numbers are.
It's a long walk as well.
Yeah, hey, yeah. So
long walk, enjoy the 19th hole.
Yeah, so the first thing's just to address with your balance. What we want to do there is the gym is always the best place if you can. If you have access to a gym, you're in an area where they're there. It's great if you're able to go and do, say, 2 strength training sessions a week. It's not necessary. We can set it up at home. But the first thing to address your balance is to look at exercises which are getting you on one leg at a time. So that's things like step-ups. That's things like supported lunges, depending obviously on what your knees and your hips are like. And using sort of one leg at a time to do some strength training exercises. Unusually as well, even things like squats in and out of a chair. There's lots of research to show that they will help you as long as we talk about doing enough of them. They will also assist your balance, and that's largely because they're aiding in your overall strength. So doing things on one leg is important for strength training.
Can I though ask there, you're talking about squats and stuff, that's actually on 2 legs. When people think about helping their balance, they start thinking, well, how long can I stand on one leg? Because that's when they get really wobbly. But that's not necessarily what you're talking about. You're talking about exercising one leg, even though 2 legs are in play.
Yeah, so when we look at what affects balance, the very first thing that goes is leg strength. So we know as we age, one of the biggest areas of our body that shrinks is our thighs, and that has a direct correlation with longevity and aging. So if we can maintain good strength in our legs, being able to stand up out of a chair just building up the leg strength is going to make a big difference to balance. And then obviously, you know, doing some one-legged balance exercises. A good one to see is if you can stand on one leg for 30 seconds. That's actually got it's got some very good research and data behind it, that it's a good one. In terms of what to avoid, the most important thing is let pain levels and exertion levels be your guide. So you want to start very easy, 20 minutes twice a week of strength training with 2 to 3 minutes rest between your exercises is all you need to do. You might get through 5 exercises in a workout, and we want to make sure that your exertion levels are well within yourself so you feel comfortable. That will get better over time. And the big thing to avoid is things like loaded squats and deadlifts until you've got really good technique. Have you had a background at all, Vic, in strength training before, or is it relatively new to you?
A gym and been given a series of exercises that didn't pursue it very much.
Yeah, okay. So the best way to start is get someone to help you. 5 or so exercises, full body, challenging your muscles in different ways through different movements. 2 to 3 sets of an exercise for somewhere between sort of 10 and 15 repetitions. And if you have pain, that's a number one red flag to maybe you need to look to a different exercise. So the areas where we usually get sore is our shoulders, our lower back, our hips and our knees. And when you first start getting into strength training, we've just got to be really careful with those areas. So pushing through pain is not a good idea. So that's where machine weights are actually quite good to start with, just because they support us in ways that are a little less hazardous and allow us to slowly build up strength.
Anything more, Vic?
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, Anna, thank you for your call too, Vic. Happy health. 0800 80 1080 is the number to phone to talk with Alex Flint. You were talking about just getting out of a chair. A while ago there was an article, and it's come out year after year after year, which says if you can go from sitting to standing without using your hands and only using your legs, then you probably have another 10 years of life in you, because that was something apparently that many people find very difficult. Is that true? Was it overhyped?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. So a lot of these tests, like there's one, the sit to stand test, that's one. How many times can you actually stand up from the ground to start with? I mean, if you can't do that and you have a fall and you're by yourself, then you're in a lot of trouble. But things like with grip strength, there's a number, the single leg balance one that we talked about, these are all kind of like proxies. They're ways for us to assess what state of health our muscles are in and our muscle strength, and that becomes part of our independence. So the standing up from the floor has very good data on it, because basically the closer you are to needed assisted living, the less chance there is that you can actually get off the floor at all. So I routinely see people in their 70s that can get up without their hands, and it's fantastic. And they are all in a good state of health because their body weight is lighter, they're strong, and they're obviously exercising regularly. Then they have other people that are in their 40s and 50s who really struggle to get off the ground, and a lot of that is based on body weight as well.
We were all doing it in the newsroom, and Hosking got up, I got up, everybody got up, their head bounced up and all that, and then we had some 25-year-old journos, and they were like, whoa, I can't do this. It was quite remarkable.
Yeah.
0800 80 1080 is the number to phone. We're talking health and fitness and strength training, particularly for an older person. Hello, Phil.
Oh, hello guys, Alex. I can't believe I'm actually ringing you. Talking about this matter. Where have all the years gone? A couple of callers earlier was talking about his work and whatnot, and I used to think the same, that my job kept me fit, but becoming to realise that actually your job sort of can ruin your body, but as long as you keep moving, I guess you're going to be better off. But anyway, I'm a 57-year-old, and I had a bit of a fall at work and tore my rotator cuff tendons, and had the surgery, and now I'm in the rehab and just starting at the gym doing weights. In fact, I just started on Thursday, but my son, who's a gym buff and into all the supplements and whatnot, suggested I take creatine to aid muscular maintenance, basically, and wondering what you thought about that.
Yeah, well, snap, Phil, because I've just had my rotator cuff repaired as well. I'm 14 weeks post-surgery. I had a full rotator cuff, so I'm quite well qualified to talk about that one. First of all, you will make a full recovery from it, and it's great that you've had the operation. It can be a little bit titchy for the first couple of months getting it right. But in terms of the exercises that you do, obviously you're very restricted just to start with in terms of what you do, and hopefully you've been given a list from your surgeon or your physio in terms of what you should be doing. Creatine is, it's two things. One, it's a performance enhancing supplement for strength training, so it will give you the ability to lift heavy things for more repetitions. So if you're, over time, perhaps right now, you might be able to do a bit of heavier work with your legs or on your other arm, it will definitely give you an improvement, and it really helps. It's a great aid to be able to increase that strength and muscle mass, which we're all after as we age. Interestingly enough, it has some burgeoning research on cognitive benefits as well, which is something that I believe that everyone over the age of 40 really should be looking into. From at the outset, they realised that people with traumatic brain injuries were getting a lot of benefit from having some creatine. They then also realised it was great for fatigue buffering, so if you've had low sleep, it's something that helps there. And now there is suggestions and some early research that it's actually very good for things like potentially staving off dementia. We've seen that people with early stage dementia tend to stay in the same stage of the disease for longer when they take creatine. So one, it is great for your muscles and it will help with strength training, absolutely. Probably not your shoulder rehab so much, because you're not pushing heavy loads, but overall it definitely helps in the gym, and for the reasons of cognitive health long term, I think it's something that men and women from the age of 40 plus should definitely be on.
Sounds like it might be an elixir.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about creatine. It is a supplement. Yes, it's got the hype behind it as well. But yet there are many supplements out there, and everyone says, well, this is going to make you look amazing, and this is going to help you do this, and this is going to do that, and others actually get you disqualified from the Olympics, But is it true that creatine is the most studied supplement that has ever been invented by humankind?
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And is it true, Alex?
I actually don't know. I couldn't tell you the truth, but it is absolutely right now at the top of everyone's list, and it's a real hype supplement. We know that in the fitness industry, this is how it rolls. So we have everyone jumps on bandwagons. There's things that are potentially overhyped, but what I will say is creatine has been very, very widely studied now. Normally what happens with non-pharmaceutical supplements, so ones that aren't prescription, they don't have a large rate of long-term studies on them, because pharmaceutical companies obviously need to make some money out of them, which is fair enough. However, creatine is one which has got more and more research on it because of its efficacy and the fact that it does make so much difference. So I can't tell you for sure, but I would imagine that it's definitely in the top 5 of studied supplements because of its effectiveness.
Exactly, and I don't want to upset any naturopaths either, but of course there's a lot of naturopathic remedies that have also not had the sort of scientific rigour and looking at, partly because the companies that are making them and sprinkling them can't afford to actually do the scientific studies and get them peer reviewed to come out of it. So you've got to remember that if somebody has actually paid some money to get their naturopathic remedy scientifically evaluated and looked at, that's actually a good tick in their favour.
Absolutely, and if a company's going to go to the trouble of doing that, they need to be able to obviously financially benefit from that. So and that normally means you've got to have some sort of patent on it so you can protect it as a company. So that's why a lot of natural supplements potentially don't, and they just don't have the same pharmaceutical impact, I guess you'd say, as what real pharmaceutical drugs do, and that's fine. But what we need to look at with most nutritional supplements, so things that are readily available off the shelf, they are, in addition to a well-balanced diet, they are not, none of them are by themselves saviours, and a lot of people do unfortunately fall into that trap of thinking, I've got a cupboard full of supplements, and so that means that I can get away with all these other things. Unfortunately, that's not how they work. So
we need to be making sure that our nutrition approach is there first. All right, I've got Alex Flint from Body Talk Fitness. He is the founder and one of the coaches, and recovering from a rotator cuff injury and surgery, so that's great. Taking your questions, and we're going to talk to Helen in a few moments' time, and I've got a couple of questions on the text as well that I want to put to you, but the lines are free. We're going to take a quick break, back with Helen in a moment. The number to phone is 0800 80 80, and the text number 9292.
When you list with New Zealand Sotheby's International Realty, your home is introduced to the world. From day one, it reaches our local and global audience of discerning buyers on the world's leading residential website and premium marketing platforms. One brand, one network, delivering international exposure and qualified buyers. Trusted in New Zealand for 20 years, powered by Sotheby's heritage since 1744. List with New Zealand Sotheby's International Realty, the only true global brand. Licensed REAA 2008.
Weekdays at 4:20, Heather Duplessis-Allen catches up with the very latest in sports news thanks to Generate, the team that celebrates great performances in sport and KiwiSaver accounts. Generate is an award-winning New Zealand-owned KiwiSaver scheme and wealth manager with a track record of strong long-term performance. Learn more at generatekiwisaver.co.nz. 4:20 weekdays, Heather talks sport thanks to Generate, only on News Talk ZB.
If you've been thinking about a tiny home, granny flat, transportable home or workers accommodation, you need to talk to Housemate. Code compliant, built by Kiwis for Kiwis, there isn't a more practical or proven solution on the market. To understand the quality and space, see one for yourself. Visit a Housemate showroom near you. Head to housemate.co.nz to find your nearest one and explore the full range of floor plans and pricing. Housemate, the biggest name in tiny homes.
Hi, I'm August. A few years ago, Dad bought me a puppy without getting pet insurance. All was fine until I dropped the puppy and it hurt him. I'll never forget Dad's face when he got that big $8,000 vet bill. Sorry, Dad. Make sure you get affordable pet insurance today. Phone Pet Insure on 0800 367 444.
Phone Pet Insure. 0800 367 444.
Need tools? How about a new ute too? Every $100 spent in store or online at the tool shed until July 31st gets you in the draw to win a Jack T9 ute. You ripper. The Tool Shed, Kiwi owned, trusted by tradies.
At Specsavers Winter Sale, get 50% off lens options when you get 2 pairs from the $169 range or above. So you could get your hands on our smudge-resistant lenses. Or for a change, try Light Reactive with 50% off. Hurry, sale ends August 1st at Specsavers. Conditions apply.
Balance perspective.
The RBNZ has decided to hike now. They'll probably do another one in September, assuming Trump's ceasefire pause is just that. Either way, we're heading towards either 2.75 or 3% by Christmas.
The Maritime Union of Australia says if DP World wants AI and automation, then they must pay the social dividend. The new technology doesn't have to cost our members their jobs, so we would like, with no loss of pay, please, a 28-hour week. Good on them.
Every view from every angle. News Talk ZB. Keeping you on track. Call 0800 80 1080 and join the Health Hub on the Weekend Collective on News Talk ZB.
Today we're talking about keeping fit and healthy and what you should do when you get a little bit older and you can't do all the crazy stuff you used to do when you were younger. Alex Flint is our man from Body Talk, and he's right here. The number to phone 0800 80 1080. And Helen, welcome. And Helen, this is Alex. Alex, this is Helen. Hello. Hello. I think Helen might have actually wandered away from the...
Oh, no.
Oh, there you are. G'day, Helen.
Am I here?
Yes,
okay,
you are.
hi. I just wondered, I'm 63, got quite a lot of arthritis in the been an avid walker, but can't go so far anymore. But if I could give a shout out to the Age Concern, they have a program called Balancing and Strengthening, and it's a 1 hour, you can go how many times a week you like, very affordable, and it's just so, I'm 73, so I'm one of the younger ones there, but it's so improved, and all the things that I was talking about, that's exactly what we do. And it is very hard to motivate yourself to do it at home, so it's quite nice to go along to this class and to connect with, other people and follow the program.
That's great, Helen. Yep, programs like that are absolutely just so worthwhile. And you know, as you're probably finding out yourself, you know, as long as you're regular, you don't have to be overdoing it. Just a couple of times a week, and you know, getting in there with other people is another really great thing. So sharing a healthy pastime is something which can really motivate you and make it a positive outcome in many ways, not, you know, socially just as well as physically.
Yeah, these ticked all the boxes, and also it's very affordable. Anyone could, yeah, if you couldn't afford it, you wouldn't. And apparently ACC says that it's reduced for between 20 and 50% with our age group, like me and older. So
that's absolutely fantastic. It's, you know, slips and falls are one of the major causes of injury and hospitalisation for any age, but definitely as we age. So that's really positive. Big shout out to Age Concern.
Age Concern, give them a call.
Yeah. Carry on the good work of your body, Helen. But here's the thing, there are some people, and I was one of them, I never like going to the gym because there are people at the gym. And you go to the gym and you think, oh, people are watching me being useless, and you just didn't like it. Is it possible to actually have a good strength and resistance training regime that you can do with your own equipment at home without needing all the fancy-dancy, you know, and the fancy-dancy people telling you how to use the fancy-dancy machines?
It absolutely is possible. What we know statistically, people that exercise at home don't have the same consistency and adherence over time. There's a lot of hypothesis reasons for that. One of them is that the home is just a place of comfort. So to make it somewhere where you're also exercising, for some people potentially that's a drawback. For others, it's just they need to get out into a more motivating environment. Obviously, I own a gym, so I'm probably a little bit biased, but I do train plenty of people that train exercise at home online as well. So you absolutely don't need too much equipment. You know, a few dumbbells, some kettlebells, some resistance bands, and you can put together a very good program. One of the biggest things that we probably touched on right at the start, Andrew, was the fact that you need to progressively overload those. So if you're exercising at home, that's fantastic, but what you need to do is figure out, all right, every 4, 6, 8 weeks, how can I progress my program? How can I challenge myself, whether it's new exercises or maybe I need to go and buy another resistance band or do a few more reps or change the program. But we need to make sure that we're providing our body with a stimulus which it can adapt to. Our bodies are very, very clever. If we just keep doing the same thing, we'll get the same result.
Okay, so thank you. Alex Flint from Body Talk Fitness taking your calls 0800 80 10 80. It is 11 minutes to 5.
Why switch to Towel? Get covered in minutes and enjoy 2 months on us when you buy new comprehensive car insurance online. Use promo code 2 months. T's and C's and eligibility criteria apply. Excludes GST and levies. Switch to Kiwi, switch to Tower.
Wallet feeling the squeeze? We hear ya. We're smashing prices at the iFurniture mid-year stock take now. They squeeze the middle class, we squeeze the furniture prices. Shop ifurniture.co.nz now. iFurniture. Better, cheaper, smarter.
100% natural, vegan friendly, gluten free, preservative and additive free, no refined sugar, and 100% traceable ingredients. Just some of the features alongside a healthy diet and moderate exercise that will set you up for the healthiest year of your life. Just some of the features present in every scoop of Nutrient Rescue. Mix with water, shake, make and join the movement thousands of Kiwis live by at nutrientrescue.nz. nutrientrescue.nz. Oh, that'll be the kitchen.
The kitchen?
You do at DIY Kitchens. They've been helping Kiwis add real value to their homes for 50 years. So I thought, why not us? I ordered custom-sized cabinets, and you do it dispatched to all within 7 days with DIY easy-to-follow instructions.
We're doing this ourselves. I love that.
Right? Now, grab our plan and instructions. We've got a kitchen to assemble, and I may have got in cabinets for the wardrobe and garage too. uduit.co.nz. Are you getting the best out of your current property management company? Many landlords stay with their current manager out of habit or because switching seems too difficult. Others take it on themselves without realising how much time, effort and risk is involved. Without limited time, make the move often. It's easy. Make the move to Ray White Topor, unlock exclusive investor benefits, and we will handle the breakup for you. Call Fee, that's me, at Ray White Topor Property Management. At Bunnings, there's some really easy things
you can do to modernise your kitchen. You'll be surprised at how little it costs, and they just look amazing. Whether you own your own home or whether you're renting, rejuvenate your kitchen and make it look fabulous.
Get your kitchen sorted with a Practa trimmable utensil tray, only $15. A Mistral White cordless kettle, $19. And a very handy caboodle spice tray, just $15.
Bunnings makes DIY easy. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Hey, the boss shouted us coffees this morning from BP.
No way. Are we in trouble?
Nah, it's BP Plus.
What is that?
A fuel card that saves a business on BP fuel. Plus, we get free coffees.
Sweet. Fuel you and your crew with 14 cents off every litre of eligible fuel for 6 months, plus 25 free Wild Bean Cafe coffees through BP Me. Apply for a BP Plus fuel card today at bp.co.nz. T's and C's apply. New customers only for a limited time.
96 FM. The Weekend Collective. Call 0800 80 1080 on News Talk ZB.
With Alex Flynn from Body Talk and Gus. Welcome to the program. You're on with Alex.
Thanks very much. Hey, Alex. Just tuned in sort of halfway through this episode, so apologies if you've already covered this off, but I'm mid-40s and living a fit, healthy lifestyle, but I'm really inspired by people that I see in their 70s, 80s and beyond that are still out there doing it and achieving great things. And you must see a pretty wide spectrum of people in this bracket. And I'm just curious, are there any common behaviours that have got these people into that shape that as a 45-year-old I could learn and apply?
Gus, that's a really interesting perspective, and it's something which I've become increasingly more aware of myself. The number one thing that I see is their level of consistency. So often the people that are in their 70s and 80s were not necessarily, the biggest, fittest athletes when they were younger, but what they have been their entire lives is incredibly consistent. Now that's even people that have taken it up later in life, so whether that, they've started in their 50s. I think there's a few ladies at my gym that are in their 60s that are in incredible shape now, but once they started, they've never stopped. The second thing is they've been able to avoid injuries. So again, back to that, how hard you train, they've listened to their bodies, we've moved around anything painful, I guess, rather than trying to push through it. And then something that we use at my gym is we use some standards. So we've looked at, right, what's a good standard for fitness? Your VO2 max, your aerobic fitness as you age. What sort of level should you get to? How many push-ups should you be able to do? What are some strength levels? So having a look at those, they're readily available online. If you look up strength training and aging standards, you'll find those. That's a really good way to do it, to make sure that you kind of stay ahead of your age, I guess you'd say. So if you're in your 40s, see if you can get your strength and your fitness up into what a young 30-year-old would be. But the biggest thing really is they are very consistent, and when injuries come, they don't give up. We train around them and we try and avoid them wherever we can.
Good advice, and I thank you for your call, Gus, and I thank you for your time as well, Alex. We have only a minute left of the program. There was one question about the weight loss drugs, which apparently are bad for muscle mass. Is that true?
Yeah, so weight loss drugs are a fantastic thing, which are going to really change a lot of health profiles right across the world. But what we do know is that they come with perils. That eating less and not exercising will cause a dramatic loss in muscle mass, and that is something which, for longevity and long-term health independence and lifestyle, is something that we really need to avoid. So protein intake, strength training becomes even more important when you start taking those GLP-1s.
Well, this goes all the way back to what you said. There's never ever a silver bullet. It isn't like, I'm going to start taking creatine and suddenly I'm now smarter and fitter and healthier. There's no single silver bullet. It's an entire balanced lifestyle.
Yep, absolutely. We need to find out ways to enjoy our exercise, do it regularly, and know which are the parts of it that are really important.
Right, if people want to know more about what you do and they've listened to